Trump conspiracy theories, the dark secrets they don't want you to know. In the age of information, truth became a battleground. And at the center of it all stood one man, Donald J. Trump. But was he a leader, a puppet, or the mastermind behind a web of conspiracies that would divide a nation? For many, Trump was a political force like no other. A businessman turned president, he arrived on the scene promising to drain the swamp, fight corruption, and take down a system they believed was broken. But in doing so, did he also become the face of a new political era defined by suspicion, chaos, and conspiracy? It began with a tweet, a rally, a slogan, but soon it became something far bigger, a movement fueled by suspicion, anger, and the promise of uncovering hidden truths. People were searching for something deeper, something secret, a force behind the curtain that controlled it all. And that search, that yearning for truth, would lead them into a world of ever-growing conspiracy. From the shadows emerged Q, a mysterious figure claiming to have insider knowledge about the workings of the U.S. government. Q's message was clear. Trump was secretly fighting a cabal of elites who controlled the world from the shadows. But was it truth, or the ultimate conspiracy? QAnon grew rapidly, turning from an obscure online forum discussion into a movement that would infiltrate the highest echelons of American politics. Millions of people were drawn in, convinced that Trump was leading a covert war against a global elite, which, according to Q, controlled everything from Hollywood to the media and even the government itself. Trump never directly endorsed QAnon, but his rhetoric played right into their hands. Time and time again, he used terms like fake news, the swamp, and deep state. He warned of a hidden network of bureaucrats and political elites working against him, but was it a real threat? Or was it just a clever distraction to rally his base and deflect criticism? In 2020, the election became the flashpoint. When the votes were counted, Trump refused to concede. He claimed the election was stolen, sowing seeds of doubt across the nation. But was it a fight for justice, or the birth of a dangerous lie? Trump's refusal to accept the outcome of the election led to a firestorm of conspiracy theories. The idea that the election was rigged spread like wildfire, with baseless claims of ballot stuffing, Dominion voting machines, and dead voters making their way across social media platforms. But was this a legitimate challenge to the integrity of the election? Or was it part of a larger strategy to delegitimize the process itself? This culminated in the violent storming of the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, where rioters, many of whom believed in Trump's false claims of election fraud, disrupted the certification of the election. But who was truly to blame? Was it the people who stormed the Capitol, misled by misinformation? Or was it the man who spread the lie in the first place? Social media became the battleground for this war of words, where conspiracy theories spread like wildfire. Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, these platforms became the ground zero for disinformation. And Trump, whether intentionally or not, was the spark that lit the flame. Every tweet, every rally, every interview seemed to feed the frenzy. As he called out fake news, his followers turned to alternative sources of information that confirmed their biases, further fueling the flames of division. These echo chambers magnified the distrust and hostility towards the mainstream media and government institutions. But it wasn't just Trump's followers. Celebrities, influencers, and public figures all joined the fray, amplifying conspiracy theories. Social media became a place where people not only consumed information, but where they could create and spread their own version of reality. And in this digital age, reality itself began to fracture. Let's start with one of the most infamous conspiracy theories that emerged during the Trump era, Pizzagate. The theory claimed that a child trafficking ring involving prominent politicians was being run out of a pizza parlor in Washington, D.C. It was a baseless claim, rooted in misinformation, but it was treated as gospel by many. It's hard to fathom how a theory this absurd could take hold, but the power of social media and the virality of fake news gave it a platform. In fact, it led to real-world violence when a gunman walked into the pizzeria to investigate the conspiracy himself. But how did a single tweet spark such a dangerous movement? Trump's skepticism towards vaccines also fueled a dangerous movement. While the rest of the world raced to develop a vaccine to combat the global pandemic, Trump cast doubt on the safety and effectiveness of the vaccine. He questioned the urgency of a vaccine rollout and even suggested that people should not trust the process. But was this simply a matter of questioning government policy, or was it the spread of misinformation that would put millions at risk? The Russia collusion theory dominated headlines for years, with accusations that Trump's campaign colluded with Russian officials to interfere in the 2016 election. The investigation sparked heated debates, but was it a legitimate inquiry or a politically motivated witch hunt? The Mueller investigation led to a dramatic conclusion. While there was evidence of Russian interference, there was no clear evidence of collusion between Trump's campaign and the Russian government. However, the damage had been done, and the theory lingered, fueling distrust of the entire political system. Long before Trump became president, he was at the forefront of the birther movement, which falsely claimed that President Obama was not born in the United States. This theory was a cynical attempt to undermine Obama's legitimacy and stoke racial tensions. But was it a genuine concern or a calculated political move to weaken his opponent? Trump's charisma turned supporters into loyal devotees. But was this true loyalty? Or was it blind faith in a man who promised to save them from an establishment they believed had failed them? Trump wasn't just a politician. He was a brand, a symbol of resistance against the political establishment. His rallies became a form of worship, and his followers saw him as a messianic figure who would lead them out of the darkness. But was this loyalty to the man, or to the idea of what he represented? Fear became one of Trump's most powerful tools. He painted a world where enemies were everywhere, in the media, in Washington, and in everyday life. But was he a protector or a salesman of paranoia? Technology gave conspiracy theories a megaphone. Social media platforms, online forums, and news outlets amplified the voices of those spreading falsehoods. But could it also silence them? Social media wasn't just a place for sharing opinions. It became a tool for shaping reality. Algorithms pushed conspiracies to the forefront, creating echo chambers that reinforced beliefs and silenced dissenting voices. As conspiracy theories gained traction, the media landscape shifted. Some outlets became willing participants in the chaos, while others took on the role of watchdogs. But in the battle between truth and misinformation, which side was truly winning? Trump's conspiracy theories didn't just stay in the U.S. They spread across the globe, reshaping politics, and sowing division worldwide. From the Brexit referendum in the UK to political movements in Brazil, the influence of misinformation and distrust was clear. The ripple effect of Trump's words went far beyond America. As leaders around the world saw the success of populist rhetoric, they began to adopt similar tactics, using fear and conspiracy to rally their own bases and undermine trust in their own democratic systems. Distrust became a weapon in this battle for truth. People began to question everything, from the media to government institutions and even their own neighbors. But who planted the seeds of doubt, and why? Conspiracy theories became more than just rumors. They became a way of life for many. For some, they offered a sense of control in an uncertain world. For others, they became a mission, a search for truth in a world that seemed increasingly untrustworthy. The aftermath of Trump's conspiracy-fueled era was a nation divided. Echo chambers grew stronger, and the divide between us and them seemed to widen with every passing day. Political polarization turned conspiracy theories into weapons, and in the end, the ones who truly paid the price were the people. Families torn apart, communities divided, and a country forever changed. Trump's conspiracy theories left a mark on history, dividing a nation and reshaping the world. But as the dust settles, one question remains: what happens next? If you liked this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments which theory or news conference you'd like us to explore next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.